What is up, my friends, and welcome back to the 16th episode of our Let's Play series as Parthia with your fellow comrade Summary. In the previous episode, we had declared war upon the Egyptians, and we are right outside the city of Yathreb in the heartlands of the Arabian Peninsula, and we are being attacked by 3 Egyptian armies, as you know from the previous episode. We didn't have time to fight this battle, however, we are going to quick save over here, hop right into the battle, and I will see you all in the battle. Alright, welcome to the battle. We haven't deployed, we are waiting for our reinforcements. They should come about from this direction over here. You can see our Parthian camel cataphracts enter the battle. And of course our other general, who is our faction leader. We are going to quickly put up our generals in group 1. And try to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cataphracts in group 2. Horse archers, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 in group 3. And another 10 in group 4. Wonderful. We are going to put group 5 as well as group 6 over there. So this is going to be a pretty massive battle we have to fight off against, and we're going to try to push up as fast as we can so that we are not pressed up against the corner of the map. Quickly go ahead. Make sure all our horse archers are on that skirmish mode. Bring forward our generals, our cataphracts, camel cataphracts and cataphracts. And we really have a very tough battle ahead of us. However, this is the decisive battle. If we lose this battle, things are going to end up quite bad for us. Excellent, and the battle has begun. We have started firing our missiles into the enemy units. We are going to make sure that we are zoomed out all the way as possible so that make sure that none of our units are caught in an awkward position. The Egyptian reinforcements seem to be appearing to come out from the west, so we are going to keep our eye out for that. Meanwhile, get our cataphracts into position, keep moving our other cataphracts, and go ahead, charge this unit. Wonderful. Go ahead, keep moving our units behind, move our generals behind as well. Group 3, actually I need to move group 2. Move these cataphracts closer towards there. Group 2. Go ahead, hit those elephant units, they are actually the danger. Group 4 can come back into position, bring back our cataphracts as well. Group 3, you're getting caught up. Generals, go ahead, charge over there. General cataphracts, pretty strong, pretty powerful as a unit.
Our general is under attack.
Meanwhile, group 5, go ahead. I want you to charge into those units. Group 2, keep pulling behind. Group 3, I want you to keep pulling behind as well. Group 3, keep pulling behind. Group 4, keep pulling behind. Sorry about that. Did have a very important phone call that I had to answer. Gonna pull back, make sure our cataphract units can charge into those general units. Doesn't seem like they will be able to reach. I don't know why. General, okay, we have reached. Okay, great. Make sure we pull our generals behind. Go ahead, attack over here. Use our cataphracts to attack over here. Bring up our archers. Go ahead, attack these units. Group 2, you can attack here as well. Group 3, push up. And the general unit is losing a bit decisively. Perfect. Over here we have routed that unit. We are going to move all of those units into these units quickly. Group 2, come on out. Group 3, come on out. Toggle off the melee mode for group 2. Meanwhile, move group 4 to kind of encircle the enemy. Like, want to move group 5 behind. Keep moving group 2 as well as group 3. We want to reposition them. Make sure we get group 6 in a good position in case we need to charge at the enemy. Group 1 can come back. Group 3, keep pulling behind. Group 2, I want you to keep pulling behind as well. I want you to pull, in fact, quite behind because I do see an enemy cap charging at us. Fortunately, it does get the charge on one of our units. However, we should be able to counter charge over here. And the danger is there are some elephant units that are joining the fight. We are going to pull back group 5. We are going to take a few losses by doing that. But I don't want to stick around for the elephants. While group 4 over here, you're doing quite well. Pull you behind. Group 6, go ahead, charge into this unit. Group 4, come back, keep pulling back. Group 3, you're doing fine. I'm going to select one of the generals and inspire. Wonderful. Group 5, you really need to come out of there. You're taking a lot of casualties. Group 2, go ahead, come on. Group 6, I can sort of kind of pull you behind. Alright, group 6, you're done well. Pull you behind, come on. Hey, group 5, what are you doing? Group 2, come on. Come on behind. Group 5, keep moving behind. Generals. Group 6, keep moving. Group 6, come on, don't get bogged down. Group 3, you're doing quite well. This is going to be an extremely tough battle. Especially because of their elephant units, really. And group 5, keep you behind.
The enemy general is dead.
Okay, we managed to kill the enemy general. Quickly move behind even more further. And we have a group of light horsemen over here. Maybe we can attack the skirmisher cavalry with our general cataphracts. They should do quite well, actually. Keep moving group 2 behind. Group 5 as well. Come on behind. Group 3, you're doing quite well. Group 4, want to pull you up. Group 6, gonna attack those elephants. Not the best thing to do. However, we have to get rid of one of the elephant units at least. Pull our generals back again. Group 3, go ahead. We have to deal with one of the elephant units because we can't have both elephant units kind of push us out of this battle. Meanwhile, our general unit keep pulling behind. Group 2, I want you to keep pulling behind. These elephant units are still quite into the fight actually, and that is a problem. Meanwhile, over here, have we managed to charge at the elephant unit? We have. It's not going to be an easy fight. They do have pikemen over here. Going to try to charge in the backs over there. And this is why elephants are just so powerful. They are losing decisively, however, but they are just so powerful. And okay, group 5 has charged into this elephant unit over here. And they are routing, so that's great. We can pull back group 5. Come on, keep coming back. Group 2, come a bit closer. Group 3, you've done quite well. You can pull back group 6. You've done your job. Group 3 can come behind over here. Toggle off that melee. Horse Archer is just incredibly powerful, so we are like slowly grinding the enemy over here, and very soon we should be able to actually even win this battle. But I'm pretty sure they have more reinforcements coming in, so we have to watch out for that. Meanwhile, over here we have only melee troops, so quickly charge in. Group 5, you can charge in too. You guys, 3 of you come here. You can hit this guy. Go ahead, charge that melee unit. And melee units are actually weak, so against cavalry charges. So whenever you see a melee unit isolated, a good sign to go ahead and attack them. As you can see, we quickly got rid of those melee units. Here, group 3, you're nearly done with all of your ammunitions. I'm gonna pull you back. Group 2 as well, pull you back. Group 5, come on. Form up. Group 4 seems to be doing fine over here. However, they're soon running out of ammunitions. Group 6, I want you to go hit the rear. Then we are gonna charge with Group 4 from the front over there. Okay. This group 3 can go ahead, charge this melee unit. Group 5, go ahead, charge over here. As you can see, they are taking significant amount of damage, and our cataphracts haven't even charged them yet. Group 4, pull behind. Go ahead, charge this unit.
One of our units has used all
This unit should be done now. Easy. Okay, group 3, form up. Our generals, we need to move. Gonna hit you here, move our generals behind. Group 2, come up a little bit ahead. Got rid of these guys over here, so we're gonna pull back again. General can go ahead and charge at the rear. These guys can charge here as well. Group 5, get into position. Group 2, I want to create a bit more room for me for Group 5. Wonderful. And over here, Group 4 is done. Our general can charge into those archer units, no threat from them. Group 3, meanwhile, can come up ahead. We really need to watch out for these units over here. They're a bunch of pikemen. So we really need to be careful. Okay, move up. Group 4, you can go ahead, just attack those archers. Sometimes you won't even have to fight the pikemen. If you get rid of enough of their army, the whole army routes, and pretty much that's why I attack the weaker units first. Make sure they leave the battlefield. Over here, I want to spread out my troops. General has done a good job over there. We are going to move our general out as well. Quick look of what's going on. Oh, we have a bunch of cavalry units charging into our units. We are going to try to quickly get rid of them. Quickly try to dispatch them, really. Meanwhile, over here, we couldn't see those units, so we are going to pull back, pull away. Try to surround this unit, then charge at it from all sides if possible. Quickly have a look of what's going on in Group 2. Group 2, I want you to come behind. You've dealt with that cavalry unit. Things are looking fine. You can move Group 3 up as well. Now that Group 6 is surrounding this unit, you can go ahead and charge from all directions. They are totally confused. They will get hit in the back. Wonderful. Meanwhile, Group 4, I need to keep pulling you out of there. And you need to sometimes keep spamming these orders, because the game doesn't really do much in terms of help you get your units that are stuck in combat out. Okay, we're done here. I'm gonna try our level best to reform our army as much as we can. Perhaps get rid of this unit over here. Meanwhile, you in Group 3 can go ahead, charge here. And then Group 5 as well. This is going to be quite a little bit of a risky charge. Go ahead, charge here. Here. They are facing us. That's the plan. We want them to face us so that our heavier cataphract units can hit them from the back, and that should get them routing quite quickly. There we go. Taking big casualties here. Wonderful. Nice, okay, good. We're gonna pull group 2 behind group 4. Meanwhile, over here, our general and cataphract group 6 has taken care of that solo unit. That is good news for us. Gotten rid of a couple of units that were here in this corner, and they are fully routed and shattered. Quickly gonna see what I can do with group 3. Quite a lot of units that still remain. Group 6, you can go ahead, charge these units. Group 2, you can go ahead, charge these units as well. And now I want group 3 to come a little bit closer as well. And bring group 5. We are going to try to encircle this massive blob over here. Move back group 4. Keep moving them out. This should be easy. We will take care of their archers quite easily. Perfect. There won't be much they will be able to do about that. Now units have enough time to leave. The same over here. I mean, it should be fantastic this. Now we want to charge these guys here. Want to charge these guys here as well quickly. Get these guys kind of trapped in the middle. They are going to be able to turn their pikes towards me. However, they don't, so that's a big mistake on their part. Meanwhile, group 6, I don't want you to get stuck in the middle of spear units. Keep coming back. Now these guys over here, these isolated pikemen, should take some massive casualties. Hey, perfect. Group 4, you're getting caught out by all of these units. Can move you into that fight, hit them from all directions. Meanwhile, group 2 over here, you have done well. Group 3, I'm going to pull you behind, as well as our cataphracts pull you behind. Done well, you've routed out those enemy units. Group 4 has taken care of yet another unit. While our general's unit's doing quite well as well. This is quite a long battle, quite a big battle actually, and of course if we win this battle then we have successfully removed the Egyptians from the Arabian Peninsula, and from that point onwards should be quite easy because we will be fighting a single front war, which is what we want. I mean, Yehuda is a really bad province to be surrounded by both sides because it's a very narrow province. Go ahead, charge at these melee units actually. Go ahead, group 3 up close. Group 4, you can form up again. Generals form up. Get these guys to charge at those melee units. Now these pikemen, go ahead. Group 3, go ahead, charge there. And they rout. Wonderful. Group 6, you're starting to take some casualties and pull you behind. You have done enough fighting for now. Meanwhile, Group 2, Group 5, go ahead, charge over there. I am going to fast forward the battle just a little bit. Hopefully we're able to rout out all these units. Keep moving Group 6 out of there. Kind of a little bit stuck. I'm going to spread out Group 4. And here we go. Yes, we have routed yet another 2 units. Go ahead, charge Group 2 over there. Group 3 come behind. Group 5 you can come behind. Group 2 can charge that melee unit. Okay, let's have a quick look of what's going on over here. Can surround this unit. We are going to go ahead and promptly do that. Meanwhile, Group 3 keep running out. It's so chaotic with horse archers, really. But it's so much micromanagement. This is probably one of the best best series if you want to learn how to micromanage, because Horse Archers is all about that micromanagement. They're incredibly powerful, don't get me wrong, but if you don't micromanage them, then you know you're not going to be able to use them to their full effectiveness. Meanwhile, move Group 4 out. We are going to surround this unit as well. Get our general out of there. Cataphracts can slowly come around. This unit is also getting isolated. Group 3, go ahead, charge over there. Group 6, wonderful. I managed to surround this unit slightly. Want to get both of these units here. Quickly get these units. Hit them over there. Move out Group 2. Keep moving them out. Over here we have dealt with that unit. The minute a unit gets isolated, it is absolutely destroyed. There's nothing it can do. As you can see over here, quickly got rid of that unit as well. And now this unit is isolated, so we can charge from both directions at this unit. Meanwhile, Group 6, you're pulling back. General, Group 2, 3 actually. Wonderful, and these units were in the middle of running, so they won't be able to get that brace, and they will take a lot of damage for it. Group 3 is getting caught up to slightly reaching the edge of the map, so I am going to slowly wheel about.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Group 2, pull you back. Group 4, get you over here. Group 3 should be actually able to do an all-round charge over here. And we don't really need to micromanage anymore, so I'm going to go ahead do that. Group 2, go ahead, hit Group 4. Group 6. It's not really efficient, but we are gonna win over here. And this is if you don't want to really spend a lot of time micromanaging everything, but as you can see, we are already taking care of the units. I am gonna hunt down as many as possible. I don't want to deal with this stack again, and I will see you all in the campaign. Alright, what a way to begin the episode. A massive battle in which we win heroically. We lost only 448 units, managed to kill over 10,000. Pretty much destroyed almost all 3 Egyptian armies. They just have a couple of really weak units left. Their elephant units, however, survive. Elephant units typically do. And we are going to go ahead and enslave all the captives. And hopefully in the next turn, Yathrib should be ours. Alright, welcome back to the next turn. We have lost a admiral. We are going to put one of our own house parties as an admiral in Navy 2 Arabia. The game is a little bit laggy, as is the starting problem usually. I'm going to wait it out a little bit. Hopefully things get slightly better. And we are making a good amount of money. However, the real problem is in the Caucasus, the Bosporan Kingdom seem to be pushing into our territory. So we're going to have to deal with that as quickly as we can. Meanwhile, over here, we can move our army onto the shores over here in an attempt to attack Phanagoria. These armies cannot reach, so that's going to be good. Meanwhile, it's going to sit here and replenish a little bit before we can move Army 1 Parthia back into the scene. As far as we need to go up to the Caucasus and deal with this Bosporan threat, and I am quickly going to go into the tactical map. And before I deal with that threat, I am just going to give a quick rundown of what happened in the previous episode. We managed to conquer Knossos and give it to our satrapy, the Achaean League. Meanwhile, we also managed to conquer and complete the conquest of the province of Varzim. Apart from that, we had managed to subjugate Muscat and reconquer most of the Egyptian holdings in the Arabian Peninsula. They are pretty much down to Yathrib. However, we have defeated all of their armies that attacked us just outside the settlement, and now we should be able to kick the Egyptians out of Yathrib. We were at war with the Chatramotitai temporarily. However, I have pieced them out since I don't have that much to be able to concentrate my defense of Hagar as well as Muscat from these armies. And once I deal with the Egyptians over here, I can go ahead and attack them. But however, I'm just going to quickly move towards Yathreb. Go ahead, attack that army. It is going to retreat into the desert. And we are going to go ahead, attack Yathreb. Should be a decent auto-resolve. Hopefully we don't lose any of our cataphract units. It's quite possible that we can. And we haven't, so we are going to go ahead, sack the settlement. Wonderful, and now we are not taking any more attrition from summer, so that is great. We're going to stick here in this province for a bit. Turn off the taxation. And in the next turn, we're going to give it to our satrapy Muscat. And yes, once again, I need to discuss about how we are going to deal with this Bosphorian nuisance in the north. We really need to check what armies we have in the region. We just have about this one army over here that is protecting Tyros from the Egyptian navy, which is extremely powerful. Pretty much once we deal with these Egyptians over here, should be able to kind of focus on assisting our vassals up in the north. Meanwhile, I really want to see if we have any good armies in the region. We have this guy. We can move him up north. I think that is definitely the more important thing to do. Meanwhile, Egypt also has an army that is moving up to the north, so we do need to reinforce Jerusalem. And pretty much now Jerusalem is the strategic region, as well as Petra, because as long as we hold Jerusalem and Petra, they cannot come back to the east. And so quite naturally those settlements are going to get attacked a lot by land-based armies. However, keep in mind Tyros and Salamis has to be also protected from the Egyptian navy, which is pretty insane. And definitely in the game the best navy there is. Meanwhile, before I go ahead and end the turn, we can level up some armies. We can level up, get some more replenishment rate, as well as some horse archer skills. Meanwhile, over here, our character has kind of leveled up, so we are going to go for, of course, that public order is so important. And we can also go for the empire maintenance. As you can see, we are making 90,000 per turn, which is quite good. Asia has overtaken Mada at long last. And now that we are making a decent amount of money, we can go ahead and start to upgrade all of our settlements. Beginning with our main chain buildings. Just for that extra defensiveness, really. And upgrading those temples to their last possible level is actually quite expensive. Each of them costing me about 10,000. So we are going to prevent ourselves from doing that. Slowly and surely, once we start to get the money rolling, then we should be able to upgrade even these temples. And public order should never be an issue in the future. We'll go ahead, upgrade these buildings. Our reserves are dropping a little bit low, however, I'm okay with that. And perhaps in the next couple of turns we can go ahead and then improve our temples across our empire. Meanwhile, in terms of influence, we're doing good. Our other parties, they are not so mad at us. We are going to hide all of the deceased. And see if we can level up any character. We can go ahead, level up this character. Gonna improve her zeal as well as her authority, and then send her on a vacation to get that cunning. Excellent. And what we are going to do is we are going to see the remainder of our children. See if our faction leader can educate any non-bastards. There's one over there, couple over here, and one over here. We are just going to go ahead, educate this one over here, and in the next couple of turns we are going to educate the others. Meanwhile, I am going to go ahead, end the turn, and I will see you all in the next turn. And hopefully we should be able to take out Phanagoria, after which I will try my level best to kind of deal with the Bosphorans up here. A good thing that they can't attack us from here. I mean, they can, but they aren't, so... Because we don't have anyone to defend Aktau at the moment, and the garrison is pretty pathetic. Alright, welcome back to the next turn. We are going to carry on. Characters are being born, And the Bosphorans did try to attack Trapezoes, however, Trapezoes has been reconquered by our satrapy, so that is great. We have therefore dealt with one Bosphoran army, and actually our subject has. We are going to move Horde 6 Asia towards Jerusalem in order to protect the city. Meanwhile, this group over here can keep marching towards Tyros and can move this army up back to the north, keep moving up to the north. We do want to attack the Bosphorans. However, over here, as you can see, the Bosphorans have kind of landed over here, so we are in a bit of a trouble with this army. So we are going to stay in that fortified stance. I mean, if they do attack me, I think I should have the advantage. I have Spartan hoplites that can hold up a fort quite well. Meanwhile, this army has slowly replenished as well. I could decide to leave Pantikapaon, however, I don't want to. And pretty much after I conquer Phanagoria and Phasis, I'm going to sue for a temporary peace with the Bosphoran kingdom. And pretty much all they'll have left is the province of Scythia, which I will attack Tanais. Pretty much the entire Bosphoran region will go to our satrapy, the Royal Scythians. However, down here in the south, in the Arabian Peninsula, we have spotted yet another Egyptian army. We are going to just simply stay put over here. Perhaps we can go out, meet these guys. The auto-resolve is at 100%. Go ahead, kill them. Enslave them. Taking a bit of losses from the desert. And this army, meanwhile, they can move up and attack us. And I'm going to hold on to Yathrib for a while until I can replenish a little bit. And then I will sell the settlement to my vassal, Muscat. Meanwhile, Muscat is doing quite a good job building up some armies over here. Slowly taking care of business. Adumatu and Arabia Magna is actually Hellenic culture. However, that will change quickly once Muscat takes over. And I don't think there's much else to do in this turn. We do have a lot more income, so we are going to go ahead and start upgrading our temples. They are going to be quite expensive to upgrade. However, I don't really care about that. We are making a lot of money. Go ahead, upgrade even our resource buildings. And the thing is, you might drop your treasury, but these buildings, keep in mind, do take 16 turns to build up. So once you actually invest in them, you pretty much don't have anything to invest in for the next couple of turns. So you will accumulate a lot of money, so you shouldn't really be afraid to get rid of all your treasury. Although sometimes it's a good idea to leave just a little bit so that you can recruit some mercenaries if ever you need them. However, I'm pretty confident of our situation. It has stabilized, especially since our conquest of the Arabian Peninsula. Meanwhile, over here, this army... Alright, we can move our dignitaries closer. Deploy them. We are trying to convert this province. We have quite a few dignitaries in the province.
Truth may walk through the world unarmed. I am no one.
And yeah, pretty much after that, nothing much else. And move our spies across. However, I do want to keep an eye out for what's going on over here in Egypt. If we deal with the Egyptians, especially if we can conquer Egypt in this episode, I don't believe we will have the time to do so. And Egypt is going to be pretty much the toughest faction we face. And if we have that time to deal with the Egyptians in this episode, then we will be in pretty much a very powerful position. However, for now, the main priority is to quickly as possible peace out the Bosphoran kingdom. Meanwhile, one of our characters has come over here, which means another character of ours is dead. And I don't really know who that is that died. We're gonna quickly check. Can't really find out who it is that died. However, can get some of our own to start up building another army. And what we are going to do is hire up that army over here. We're going to reinstate the legacy of Army 6 Italia in Larissa. Wonderful. Pop him into the settlement. We can get some extra dignitaries. However, I'm going to save that for the province of Egypt, because once I conquer Egypt, it's going to be another economic province. And with that, I think I can go ahead and end the turn, and I will see you all in the next turn. Alright, welcome to the next turn. I've finished completing a research. Some characters have died as well. It's not good when a character dies, because it was the character that was over there. Meanwhile, one of our kids have come of age. Our family tree is slowly going to grow. And I am going to let it grow because we are, like, you know, quite low on influence. It's not low, but it is starting to get low. So I do want to maintain my influence. And the way to actually do that is to actually have family members. Meanwhile, over here, up in the north, near the Bosphorus, we are still waiting for the right moment to attack them. And I guess in about the next turn, we should be able to, because this army will be replenished. Meanwhile, the garrison is also slowly building up over here. And down over here, we do have an army that can... And it seems like our satrapy has reconquered passes, which is great. So I will move my army to Mishketa, possibly deal with this Bosphorus stack. I could maybe even push into Sarmander and Terracena. And this army is a horde-based army, so it's quite useful and quite mobile. So it should be able to deal with all of them. Meanwhile, this Egyptian stack is slowly approaching us, but it is taking a bit of attrition on its journey. So that is good. I also see that there is absolutely no point in keeping our army over here, so I'm going to move him across the desert to Hegra. We could take some casualties. However, in Hegra, he can replenish quite adequately. And over here, we have an Egyptian army that could approach Charmotas, so I'm going to get a couple more spearmen. Ideally, I don't like keeping like these random mercenary stacks. However, you know, we don't have much of a choice, so we are going to go ahead and do that. We can get our final research for our civil tree, which is the fixed tariffs, after which we have completely finished researching our civil tree. We can focus on our military tree. And with that, I think there's nothing much else to do, so I'm going to go ahead, end the turn, and I will see you all in the next turn. Welcome back to the next turn. Roma has broken their trade agreement. Meanwhile, the Egyptians have landed an invasion force. I don't know where to see. Okay, in the Sinai Peninsula. The Romans are losing relationships with us, and soon we are going to have to fight off against the Romans, so we really desperately need to try our level best to end this war with the Egyptians as well as the Bosphorus. We are going to move up our armies a little bit closer. Meanwhile, we can move our other army in to support this army. It is fully replenished. Now we have both of our armies on the other side of the Bosphorus Straits. And over here, this settlement could get attacked. However, I am going to sell this settlement to the Royal Scythians. And then hopefully in the next turn we can attack Phanagoria. Meanwhile, near Mishketa, the Bosphorus army is slowly approaching it. So we are going to try to push back against the Bosphorus. Down in the south, we have our armies that are slowly moving into position to kind of begin the invasion of Egypt. Meanwhile, our faction leader has replenished quite a fair bit, so we can move him up towards Jerusalem. And once we do that, we can perhaps start invading the Egyptian mainland. Meanwhile, over here in Hegra, you can see that Egyptian stack is slowly approaching us. We are completely almost replenished, so things are looking quite good for us. Maybe in about a couple of turns, we should be able to fully replenish and then move out to meet them in battle. Apart from that, our provinces are completely leveled up. I can level up this temple, but I don't want to because that will actually give me a cultural victory. which I don't want, since the objective of this campaign is, of course, to deal with Roma. And it seems we might have to do that quite soon. Well, just a quick look at all our provinces. Things seem to be going fine. Our public order in Asia Minor is also improving. It's on the upward trend. Meanwhile, public order in Ekbatana is more than under control, so that is great. I'm gonna quickly see if I can level up any characters. We are gonna go ahead and end the turn after this. Engage in a bit of politics. We do have a new house, a new faction. He hates the Romans, as well as, of course, he is a populist. However, we don't care about the populist aspect of things, because quite frankly, we aren't taxing our provinces that high, so we should be good. Gonna go ahead quickly educate all of our characters. There is no need. I mean, it's gonna cost me a lot more incrementally, but we have a lot of gravitas for our faction leader. At the same time, we have a lot of money, so there is no real need to hold back. So all of these characters are quickly growing up and coming of age, and I don't want any of them that needs to be educated to not be educated. Meanwhile, this character, just to improve the public order as well as his opinion of us, will go ahead and improve the public order in Asia. And the higher the public order, the better our income. As you can see, our income is 87,000 per turn, and we are starting to build a little bit of a buffer in terms of our treasury, so that is great. We are going to go ahead and also improve the zeal, authority, and cunning of that character. And we can send her yet again on another vacation. And with that, I'm ready to once again end the turn, and I will see you all in the future, actually, once I have dealt with, or once I am ready to deal with this Egyptian stack over here in the south, transfer over Yathrib to my satrapy, as well as move my armies into a position to attack the Ptolemies in Egypt, take the fight to the Egyptians in Egypt. And one of the things we can do is, like, we can really attack these unwalled settlements really quickly. And once army to Mesopotamia gets into the province, can attack Alexandria as well. Alright, welcome back to the next turn. We had dealt with the Egyptian armies over here and disbanded our army. We are in the process of selling Yathrib to Muscat, our satrapy. Meanwhile, up here we are reorganizing and rebuilding up those armies. And over here, all the way in the Levant, we have finally moved army to Mesopotamia into the Levant. So we have a siege-based army ready to march on towards Alexandria. We are going to go ahead and select that. Meanwhile, I have moved my Horde 1 Parthia as well as Horde 6 Asia into the chokehold over here, one in Jerusalem, one in Petra, in order to counter this army. They shouldn't be able to reach Hegra. Meanwhile, down here in the south, a Egyptian army that has landed from Ptolemaios Teron is going to attempt to take Charmotas. However, we do have a completely garrisoned army over here that is filled with mercenary troops, so we shouldn't have a problem actually dealing with them. And although they do have pike units, most likely, it will be tough to deal with them. However, we can just auto-resolve it because we will have a lot of town garrison as well as our own mercenaries. And we should be able to easily hold out Charmotas as we plan our invasion of Egypt. Meanwhile, up here in the north, we can attack the Bosphorans. We have managed to sell Pantikapaon to our Royal Scythian allies. We are starting to take some losses due to supplies. And we are going to go ahead, move both of our armies close enough. This army over here can get some more skills, so we are going to go ahead, give him skills that are necessary for him. And with that, we are going to auto-resolve this one. It's not a very favorable auto-resolve, but we can stay parked in this region for a couple of turns. I'm going to go ahead, just simply occupy the settlement. And with that, the Bosphorans have been kicked out of the province of Bosphorus. Quick look at our supplies are doing quite well. When it comes to our supplies, we can go ahead, turn off the taxation over here, and basically sit in here for a couple of turns before we turn our attention to the north, attack Tenace. And with that, we should have given our Scythian vassals a lot of territory. So we are really doing a good job improving our vassals, giving them a lot of territory, and I'm guessing they should be quite loyal towards us. And as you can see, they're all pretty friendly. Some of them are on borderline friendly, however, that is how it is. And very quickly going to check over here if they are at war with Egypt. They are, so there should be no reason as to why they aren't friendly. Meanwhile, Horde 5 Syria is going to march its way across the coastline over here, perhaps take out that army and then move into Siracena, after which we can contemplate attacking Sarmander as well. So without any further ado, let us go ahead, end the turn, and I will see you all in the future when we are ready to invade Egypt and perhaps even take out the Maotai, as well as probably conquer Siracena and Sarmander. We don't have a lot of time left in the episode, and I am being ambitious over here, but I think I can achieve it within this turn. Maybe not perhaps completely the whole of Egypt, but at least a significant portion of the Ptolemid faction. Welcome to the future. We are slowly replenishing our armies up here in the north in Phanagoria. We are really close to attacking Tenace, and at the same time we can attack Siracena with our Horde 5 Syria, so let's go ahead and do that. And it's quite an easy auto-resolve, so I am going to auto-resolve it over here. Quickly just simply occupy the settlement, and for now, we have a couple of Bosphoran stacks over here. I don't really want to fight the Bosphorans anymore. I'm going to see if they're quickly going to agree to a peace. And they will. It will not become a client state. However, they should pay me quite high for this peace, which is quite useful. So let's go ahead. 6,000, I believe. Alright, they want a payment. I don't care. I'm going to give them that payment. Given the peace now, and things are looking good for us over here. Meanwhile, we are going to then attack Tenace in the next turn, and there's pretty much nothing else to do in this turn. We are quickly going to just look at all of our provinces. Everything seems to be leveling up quite well. I believe there's a... nope. Yeah, everything over here seems to be quite well. We can get another food farm upgrade, so let's go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, our armies are marched towards Aigyptos, so pretty much in the next turn we should be able to launch an invasion and perhaps take out Alexandria first. That will be the goal. That will be the key to defeating Egypt. Once we can take out Alexandria and Paratonion, then they shouldn't have any fleets, which is the real danger of the Egyptian. And then we can pretty much move Horde for Syria away from Tyros, as well as we can disband some of this fleet that we don't require. Quickly go ahead, just simply get an additional unit in that fleet, although it's not really necessary. And gonna quickly level up our character over here. Has reached the maximum level, so that is great. Does have a champion as well, so we are going to move the champion towards this army and begin to train this army. And this army, Horde 3 Mesopotamia, is fully recruited up again, and we are marching him towards Egypt as well. So I'm going to go ahead, end the turn, and I will see you all in the future. Alright, welcome to the next turn. We are going to take military development. Some of our daughters have come of age. We're just quickly going to check if any of them are bastards. And doesn't seem like any of them. Well, this one is a bastard. Can go ahead, assassinate her. And going to check for some more bastards. Seems like everything is fine as far as politics is concerned. Quickly just going to improve the public order of Asia as well. Keep it rising, and as you can see, our treasury is building up. We are at around 450,000 in the bank, And that will only ever keep going up since we don't really have to spend our money on improving a lot of buildings. We need to go ahead and upgrade this building. Okay. Can even upgrade this marble building over here. And everything seems to be going well. Our relationships with the Romans are further deteriorating, unfortunately. We are going to move our armies closer towards Egypt. Go ahead, move the siege army over there. Meanwhile, our general, he can take out Memphis, so we are going to go ahead attack Memphis. And the other army over here can go towards Mios Hormos. And we are going to move this army close enough. And we won't take Memphis in this turn. We will attack Alexandria first, and then we will take out Memphis. However, let us actually look at what is going up in the north over here. This army 5 or 6 Italia should actually be army 4 Italia. There we go, army 4 Italia. Almost done getting all of his Armenian legionaries. And with that, he has completed getting his Armenian legionaries. We have a champion that's trying to level him up. However, I'm not going to wait for the champion. I'm just going to keep moving eastward to link up with this army over here. Horde 6 or 7 Aigyptos. He has recruited all the other troops he needs. And we are going to start building up this army as well. Because once it is done transferring over the troops, it has to become a horde army itself. And meanwhile, in Mesopotamia, we did have another army, Horde 3 Mesopotamia itself. Move him towards Aigyptos as well. And we are going to put this champion into... Well, we don't really need to because this guy is fully leveled up. So we can move this champion towards, say, this guy over here. Improve him. Wonderful. And the reason I stopped at this turn is because Tanais is undefended, so we could go ahead attack Tanais. Wonderful. Auto-resolve isn't looking all that great. And can replenish in this turn, I believe. No, we don't have enough troops. Meanwhile, this army over here had attacked me in the end turn. I didn't decide to show it because it was a pretty easy auto-resolve. I can march out and defeat him. I do want to defeat him because once I take over Tanais, then this army will be able to recruit some mercenaries, and I don't want them to be able to do that. However, now they are pretty much done, and we can move back towards Siracena. And we won't be able to replenish this turn because we do not, and I repeat, we do not have population, so we have to wait for a couple of turns before we can replenish. And slowly but surely we will be transferring all the provinces back to the Basilikoi Scythii. And meanwhile, without any further ado, let us go ahead and fight this. And I won't show the battle because it is a garrison battle. We are running out of time. I do want to start conquering a couple of settlements in Aigyptos, so I will show those battles instead. And I will see you all after this battle is done. Down goes Tanais. We have conquered the settlement. We are going to just simply peacefully occupy it so that we can replenish. We took very minimal casualties in that battle, so we should be able to replenish our army to full. Meanwhile, the Mai Toi or Mao Toi, however you pronounce them, will start to take some attrition. And with that, we can also level up our army traditions. So we are going to go ahead and get those army traditions for our army. And we are going to go ahead and end the turn. And I will see you all in the final turn, which will be the next turn. Welcome to the final turn. We are going to take subjugation for that increased cultural conversion. Some of our daughters have come of age. Let's have a quick look at our politics. And as you can see, none of them are bastards really. The exception of this character, so we are going to go ahead and assassinate him. A family tree is growing really quickly, so it is slightly difficult to kind of upgrade all of them. However, we have done a lot of upgrading, so we don't really need to keep upgrading our characters. What we can focus on instead is perhaps just upgrading the main line, our succession line for now. As you can see, our influence is dropping further. We are at 41%, and if it drops, it's not the worst. However, yes, it is kind of better, so I don't really care if it drops. Meanwhile, over here in Egypt, all of our armies are in position to attack. So we are going to soon begin the invasion of Egypt. Meanwhile, up here in the north, we are slowly replenishing our troops. And don't really want to give off any provinces to our vassal just as yet. And we can actually give off Terracena. And we are going to go ahead and do that. We're going to move this army out of this settlement. We're going to give Saracena to our Royal Scythian vassals. There we go. Wonderful. Meanwhile, the last remaining army of the Maotai, Maotai, okay, the Maotai, is slowly losing troops, so that's great. And once our armies are fully replenished up here in the north, we are going to march them around, all three of them. We are going to reinforce the Balkans with them, because Roma is getting even more angry with us. And if we actually look at Roma, they are pretty massive. They pretty much own almost all of the Western Roman territories. And we will have a really good final battle or a final war against the Romans. However, without any further ado, let us go ahead and attack Egypt, invade the settlement. And as you can see, we can just simply auto-resolve this, so I am going to go ahead auto-resolve it. Keep in mind, my dignitaries have done a good job converting it into Parthian culture, so we are simply just going to occupy this settlement. And we are going to also turn off taxation over here. Go ahead, convert the buildings we can convert. Dismantle the buildings we don't need. And we can do the same over here in Mios Homos. Auto-resolve is a little less favorable. However, it is Parni culture, so we should have quite a lot of population in the region, as you can see. Yes, we can easily replenish our armies. Go ahead, upgrade that. We're going to change you as well. Dismantle the buildings we don't require. Meanwhile, this Egyptian army is moving away from Charmutas. They might try to turn up north towards Yathrib. However, they are taking some serious losses, so that is good for us in that desert attrition. And finally, we can go ahead and attack Alexandria. Alexandria does have quite a garrison. It will be a difficult battle that I will show at the end. However, I could even auto-resolve this one. I mean, attacking Alexandria will be great, but if I can go ahead and auto-resolve, the auto-resolve isn't all that favorable. However, I am just simply going to go ahead auto-resolve this. Lost a camel cataphract, that kind of sucks. We are just simply going to occupy the settlement, and down goes the faction leader as well. Convert this province, upgrade that. Let that slave trader over there dismantle this building. And we could attack this settlement finally. And we can once again auto-resolve the battle. We might lose a couple more cataphract units. We are going to go ahead and simply occupy this settlement as well. Seems like the Egyptians can't really attack us. We are in a very strong position over here. Just like that, we have conquered the entire province of Aigyptos in a lightning fast attack. Now, I could just go ahead and disband this army, and I am going to go ahead and do that. And the reason being is I am going to reinstate the legacy back in Hecatompylos. and start recruiting up this army again. It is a lot faster than just marching them across. And we do need, say, 16 troops, couple of camel cataphracts, couple of regular cataphracts. And with that, things are looking good. Meanwhile, this army over here, slowly moving towards our other army. And we do want to move our armies towards them so that they can start exchanging their troops. This champion over here has leveled up. Meanwhile, the other champion is slowly catching up to this army. And with that, I think I can go ahead and end the episode. But before that, I am just very quickly going to look at all the settlements, see what all we can build. Things are looking fine. Things are looking great. We are going to be in a position to move up against Roma quite soon. So that should be interesting. We are going to level up every single building we can level up except the mausoleum. We can level up this mausoleum to level 3. And pretty much after that we can go ahead and end this episode. And as you can see, our economy is doing fabulous. Meanwhile, we are making almost 100,000 in Asia alone. What I am going to do is I am going to convert Mada into a normal resource settlement and shift my attention to Aigyptos, which is another S tier province. And after that, we should be making a lot of money, which should be very helpful to sustain a war against Roma. As far as the Ptolemies are concerned, they have pretty much been reduced to a shadow of their former glory. We are going to go ahead, attack Ptolemaios Teron, take it for ourselves. Of course, we are going to take over Parthia as well as Ammonium. And then we will have a border against Rome, both in the Egyptian theater as well as the European theater up here in the north. And we are going to attempt a two-pronged invasion of Roma. We are going to do is we are going to start liberating stuff here in the south, since that's not our primary objective. And we are going to focus on the conquest of Italia, including the Western Mediterranean Isles. I will try my level best to wipe out Roma as a faction in the game. And what I will do is I will liberate all the Gallic factions over here if I can. And yeah, that should make for a pretty interesting endgame. However, with that, I'm just going to quickly check if I can level up any characters. And I can level up Horde 6 Asia. So let's go ahead and get those horse archer based army traditions. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode. So I thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And if you liked the video, then like the video. And don't forget to subscribe if you are interested for more. Peace and love.